thank the staff. The reason why I can relate to the staff and the many hours that you put in getting home at 11, 12, do I hear one? I know what it's like. I actually wrote my first budget when I was a member of the Ohio Senate. At that time, the Republicans wanted to raise taxes, and I had promised that we shouldn't. And I had to find, I think at the time, a grand total of $400 million to plug the budget hole. And it was interesting because when I said I was going to write my own budget to close that hole, I had people from this organization sneaking over to my office in the dead of night to tell me places where I should look to figure out how to plug that hole. And so I was very involved with staff and with people from your operation, Tim, in terms of that first $400 million. Then I offered my first budget, complete budget for the United States in 1989, and had very limited staff and had to work very closely with them. And then, when we talk about what's achieved today, and I want to recognize Ron Olmsted and also Senator Olschlager, when we talk about what's happened here, this is very interesting, because the reason why we're here is, one, we've managed the government effectively. Medicaid grew at, I think I could say, maybe I could be proven wrong, at the lowest rate of any state in America without slashing benefits or taking people off the rolls. It's been good management. It's been done by using computers and paying accurately. It's been done by the changes that we made in the way which we deliver home health care. It's been pretty remarkable. And the credit goes to Greg Moody, John McCarthy, and all their staff, and the ability to get cooperation from all areas of state government to be able to control the growth in that program. It's been fantastic. That's been the bulk of the savings. And at the same time, of course, we've had significant improvement in our economy. Last month, I think, as we all know, I think all these numbers are subject to change, but at least at this point, we created more jobs in Ohio than any other state in America. And we're now up to 170,000 private sector jobs created in the last couple of years, which is just fantastic. So when you're growing, when you have a growth going on, combined with restraint in government, you end up with surpluses. Back in the 90s, when I served as budget chairman and entered into negotiations with Senator Domenici and members of the Clinton administration, there was an effort at that time from the Clinton administration to try to create a GDP growth that was not realistic. Why does that matter? Well, when you say your economy is going to grow faster than you know that it's going to grow, then you don't have to make changes in the government because you're anticipating more revenue. So I've always operated on the basis of exactly how I operate personally within my own family about it, and it's a conservative nature to make sure that we don't get ourselves out on a limb, that we don't find ourselves in a position of where we have to make bad choices or get ourselves under the thumb of anybody. So in this budget, working very closely with a great budget director and a great friend of mine, Tim Keene, I have insisted, and Chris Whistler, by the way, who plays a critical role, I've insisted that we use conservative economics. We don't want to be creating some rosy scenario of how we could get there. We needed to make sure we did it right, because the last thing we need is more cynicism and more questions about people that are not leveling with the public. I don't think the public really knows about this. I think it has been lost in whatever side issues. The public, if they can find out about this, will be thrilled. I mean, we had 89 cents in that rainy day fund, and I want to tell the press, I'm sorry I have to keep repeating this, but you have to keep repeating things, particularly when there's good results. And we've now gone from 89 cents to actually over $2 billion in surplus. Now, we are required to, or our limit in the rainy day fund is 5% of the budget, which puts us at approximately $1.5 billion. This will be the largest amount of money in a rainy day fund in our surplus fund in the history of Ohio. And it will be the first time in a decade that we've actually filled this fund.